Hi everyone, my name is Audrey Wachs. I'm in the MRP program and I study climate change adaptation here at Cornell. I would like to share with you some of the reasons why I chose Cornell and some of my favorite experiences in the program. So before I moved to Ithaca, I was an editor at an architecture and design and urbanism magazine in New York City. And over the course of my work there, I realized that I wanted to work on problems that manifest spatially instead of just reporting on them. So, as I was looking for grad schools, I wanted a program where I would get to build on my background in urban and architectural theory, but then also become proficient in statistics and spatial analysis and other quantitative methods. So when I go out in the world and work on some of these climate change related problems, I'll have a full set of tools in my toolbox. Probably my favorite class so far was a climate change adaptation workshop taught by Linda Shai, my advisor. So for this class, we're looking at how climate change makes municipalities both physically and fiscally vulnerable. So, in other words, municipalities have incentives to encourage people to build on the shoreline. It's pretty, people like the ocean, very nice. But that these properties and the property tax revenue that they bring are extremely vulnerable to destruction via sea level rise. And so this is really a problem for a lot of municipalities because most of them rely on property taxes for most of their budget. So for this class, our client was a Boston-based regional planning organization, and we were working with 3 small towns on Massachusetts's South Shore to analyze their fiscal risk. And so it felt great to work on a project that hopefully contributed to these municipalities' assessments of their future. And as part of the project, we drove 7 hours twice to the towns, and we stayed in a hotel on the beach in March. It was very cold. But during this time, we being the 15 members of this class, bonded over lack of sleep and box wine and polishing our presentations for town officials. And I have to say, it was a really intense class, but I think that some of my closest friends in the program were in that class, and then I also made a lot of really great friends. So it's a very valuable experience. So in addition to coursework, I managed to find a lot to do outside of the classroom. So one of my main contributions to the program was I was a social events coordinator for our student government, and so it was my honor and my duty to drag people out of Sibley and take them bowling or go to a bar or go on a nature walk. And so concurrently with that, I co-led a field trip for incoming master's students to Philadelphia. And so for 3 days, we met with planners and experts. We toured historic sites, and we got to learn more about the city and how it works. And I think one of the really great things about our program is that they emphasize these group activities, group bonding, because planning at its heart is a very collaborative endeavor. And these experiences are essential for building a cohort. I would like to share some advice with you as you're picking your graduate planning program. The first is do your research. The syllabi for our classes are all online, and if you can't find a syllabus, you should feel free to reach out to a current student. And the second thing is, I led a great life in New York. I had a great group of friends. We went out all the time. My job was very interesting, so got to go to a lot of openings and parties, and it was really great. But I do really value the tranquil atmosphere that Ithaca provides, and also the relatively lower cost of living. Because as exciting and great as cities are, in reality, you spend a lot of time at your computer. So while your friends are out and about, non grad school friends are out and about, you'll be at your desk working. So definitely something to consider if you really value a quiet, contemplative place to do work. I would definitely recommend Cornell. So, and the other good thing is that it's not like it's boring here. Like Cornell does a great job, and our department in particular does a great job of bringing the outside world to us. For example, we have a weekly colloquium, a lecture series, and planners, academics, practitioners, people in planning adjacent fields come to campus to give, an hour and a half talk every week. So that's pretty amazing. And then, of course, it's really easy to navigate the rest of the university. I have a custom events calendar set up, and I get about 120 notifications a week of lectures and symposia and things. So there is a lot going on for sure. And one last thing I'd like to share. Uh, if you're looking at the Planetizen rankings to make your choice at grad school, that's fine. But rankings aren't everything. You should be choosing the program that feels right to you. Here are some of the things that I looked at. I looked at whether the faculty have the same or similar research interests as my interest. I LinkedIn stalked people. Were people in the programs in the jobs and the leadership roles I wanted to be in 5 or 10 years from now? Were they in the places that I wanted to be geographically? So all these things I think are very important, maybe the most important factors in making your decision. So good luck. And one last thing, sorry.